live and breathe the beautiful game? Dream about the biggest soccer moments?
Or maybe you just want to hear some unfiltered takes from real fans like you.
Welcome to Futbol Unfiltered, where the passion for soccer knows no boundaries.
Meet your panel, Carl Phillip, JD, Yunel, and Coach. From the world's biggest matches to those unforgettable moments that made us fall in love with and the rising stars shaping soccer's future, you'll find it all here. Join us every week for Futbol Unfiltered, the bilingual soccer podcast that speaks your language, your passion, and your love for the game. Futbol Unfiltered, where soccer's heart beats louder.
Hey, good evening. Welcome to another episode of Futbol Unfiltered. I'm your host, Carl Phillip, tonight, and I have my guest, Alex. Alex, what's going on? Looks like you're gonna be my co-pilot tonight. How you doing, my man?
I'm good.
To see you. You doing well? You doing okay?
Yeah.
So how was your week?
It's been pretty good. I mean, this weekend I had a tournament, and yesterday I had 2 games, and today I had a game, and that's pretty much it.
That's good. Yeah. So also you had a big event that happened last Sunday, right?
Yeah.
So what happened last Sunday?
I had my first communion.
You had your first communion. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So for everybody watching us right now live, first communion in the Haitian community, it's a big party, right? So you go with the wedding, and after that, the first communion is right after that. So congratulations, Alex, on your first communion. So I'm excited for you. This is a big step, in your faith. So let's keep going, man. So before we go, so we have a packed agenda tonight. So obviously we're gonna talk about the Clásico that happened yesterday. Also this week we're gonna be starting with semifinal for the Champions League. And we're gonna talk about the matchup, which is the best interesting matchup. And also we're still gonna talk about a memory lane. So for some of you watching, let's try to understand who we're gonna talk about tonight. And also we're gonna touch base about the Ballon d'Or. Obviously, we at the end of the season now. So what's the odds of who's gonna win the Ballon d'Or this year? But without further ado, I have to play something for Alex. I know Alex gonna appreciate that. So Alex, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna play that for you. You know that song, Alex? All right. So I don't want to put Alex to a lot of misery. So obviously Alex is a Real Madrid fan. So let's dive into it, man. Yesterday, Copa del Rey final, Barcelona Real Madrid 3-2. So obviously we're doing this show, we're having a great time doing it, but so let's look at it. So what do you think happened in the game yesterday, Alex?
It was I was watching it live, and I saw it was really, I don't know how to say this. It was pretty tight between the two teams, 2-2. And I want to say the second Barcelona goal was, well, the first one, first of all, was beautiful from Pedri,
Right.
And it was just, after that, I don't know what happened. I mean, Mbappe scored a free kick, which was really nice.
Yeah.
And I mean, think he took a page out of Declan Rice's book, and I mean, it wasn't as good, but after that, the second goal from Barca was just unlucky. I mean, for us, for Real Madrid, it was unlucky. I
Right.
mean, for you to go around like that, and then it was just like I don't remember who scored it. I forgot at this moment, but
It was Turan for me.
yeah, Frenter's
Yeah.
Frenter, yeah. And yeah, that was crazy for me because I was looking at it. I was like, Rudiger was in the back. He should have just stayed in front of the goal because Courtois came in and he tried
Mhm.
blocking him, and it didn't work. So I feel like Rudiger should have been in the goal instead of lurking behind. But I mean, other than that, the Tchouaméni goal was good.
Yeah.
We just needed more effort. I didn't get to see the Koundé goal, but yeah, we just needed more effort. We came back and then Barcelona unlucky goal and then we had to go to extra time. It was just ridiculous. I would have liked it better if we just went to pens at that point because we know Barcelona they cannot shoot a pen. But yeah. So I was destroyed after that. I honestly after watching the I was just sad. I was just sad.
All right, man. I'm sorry to revive your sadness tonight,
We
but
couldn't even we can't win a trophy. I mean, we won the Super Cup, and I don't know if we're gonna win the league. We lost the Super Copa, and then now we lose the Copa del Rey to the same team twice,
right.
and that's frustrating because like us playing and losing in the Champions League as well, and it's just like this year is not the year. I feel we've just I mean, we won the Champions League last year. It's just I don't know what to say at this point. Barca are just a better team at this point right now. I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah, you are correct. So for me, when I look at the game, so a couple of things I saw. Uh, Real Madrid did not play well in the first half. Uh, Barcelona had a better first half. And when you're looking at the goal that Pedri lost, I mean, not lost, the goal that Pedri scored. So basically, Jude Bellingham had a pass, tried to play the two ball. Kubasi intercepted the ball. Pedri got the ball on his half, make a long pass to Lamine Yamal, and Bellingham just stopped. He did not go back and track back. He was just like pounding the fact that he didn't have a good pass. And that same Pedri that passed the ball, that make that long pass was the same Pedri that got, in the top of the 18 and scored that goal. So for me, it was just like when you're looking at, what is happening with Real Madrid season, it was just like it looks like it's a clash of superstars. The team had too many guys that thought that they think that they are the one in charge of the team, right? And for some reason, Jude Bellingham think that he's the man. So he
I
doesn't
mean,
track. He doesn't do a lot of things. I mean, he's constantly talking to the ref. We got too many guys that they feel like they're bigger than the team, right? So in the second half, when they brought Mbappe in the game, it was a different game. Barcelona stopped playing. Frankie de Jong was caught out of position multiple times, and that's one of the reason on that breakaway for Mbappe, and then he was caught out of position, and what's his name? He ended up fouling Mbappe for the free kick, and I was watching the game as a Barcelona fan. I was just like, man, Barcelona's in trouble. They're gonna get scored on. I mean, they're gonna lose the game because they stopped playing. They lost all the momentum, etc. And then Chumani came and scored a second goal, and now Barcelona is really in trouble. But
Mhm.
the the sign of a good team is when you in the face of adversity, you have a way to fight back, right?
Yeah.
And I think that was a true testament of the coach and and also for the team. I mean, they're having a great season. I mean, think about it. They played without Lewandowski yesterday. Balde wasn't playing. So anyway, it was a but they still, and also Rafinha and Lamine Yamal did not have a good game yesterday. So
No.
those guys, they were very wasteful during the game. So anyway, to make long story short, so it was when they came back and scored that second goal, and now the game was like tied, right? It was a tight
Yeah.
game, and it was, and I knew that it was a matter of time that one team that made the first mistake, this is what's gonna happen, right? And it was a Modric bad pass that got in, checked to the ball. Next thing you know, Kunde got the ball, had a perfect strike, and the rest is history. So anyway, like I said, it was it if Real Madrid had the same energy that they had go in the first half, it could have been a different game. Because when you think about it, Rafinha and even Lamine Yamal had 2 assists in the game, but he did not have a good game. Rafinha was very, very wasteful, so he didn't have a good game at all. So, going forward, what do you think that means for Real Madrid now at this point of the season? Just like you said earlier, losing to two teams. I mean, I said losing to the same team twice in one season. They still have another Clásico to play for La Liga. So, what does that mean for the rest of the season for Real Madrid?
Well, this season actually, if you count it up, they lost to Barcelona, I think 3 times,
Yep.
and that is sad. And we just should have been better. I mean, we still have a chance in La Liga, but I mean that's about it. I mean, we lost the Supercopa, the Copa del Rey, the UEFA Champions League, and that's it. And now the only thing we could win is the La Liga and the Club World Cup. That's it. And I'm not sure about anything else. I mean, we won the Super Cup, but we're not winning anything this season. I feel next season we might get something, but Barcelona, I mean, they're just good. I mean, we have to appreciate that they're playing really well this season. I mean, last season was a little bit of a struggle. They were still playing good, but I think
Yes.
Flick, Hansi Flick, he's changed the team. From
Yeah.
Xavi, he wasn't like he was getting somewhere. He wasn't there yet, and then it was Flick who changed it up. But this year is not our year. But I think next year we have a chance.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's about
Yeah, we still need to give credit to Javi
yeah.
because Javi was the one that believed in the youth, that brought the young
That was yeah.
players, a la Yamil Yamal, Kobasi, and all those guys, So he started the whole thing, right? I think Flick
Mhm.
is a very seasoned coach. He was able to give those guys the confidence and say that, all right, you guys gonna have to take it to this level, right? And you saw it with everybody. With Lewandowski, he's having a great game. Rafinha is a complete player from last year, and and when you look at it, the team is playing with a sense of maturity that is it's unseen from being that young. I mean, yesterday they were brought. Yesterday they brought players that you'd be like, what? What's the name? But and they were playing high level. They were very confident, and I mean, think about it. Two of the players in Barcelona, they both 17 years old, and they're playing at the high level. So, like I said kudos to Flick for turning things that quick, but at the same time, I have to give credit to Xavi, because Xavi was the one that started the whole thing. Especially by using those young players and give them some playing time early. So Flick can turn them into what they are today. Like I said, objectively, if I'm talking objectively about the game, not from a Barcelona perspective as a Barcelona fan. So it was one of those games that the game was tight. The game got very tight in the second half, and to the point that it went to overtime, and and they were just like one mistake. That's the name of the game, right? You play the game, Alex, and you have to be on top of your game the entire game, because it's a game of inches. It's a game of and the one mistake that you make can cost you the game, and I think that's what happened. And good for Barcelona. They capitalized on it, and then they won the game. But you're right. I think Barcelona right now is playing better than Real Madrid. They are the better team. But this is what's happening. So before the game, there was some controversy about the referee, to the point that Real Madrid made such a big deal before the game about the referees, how the referee is was gonna impact the game. So you watched the game. Did you think that was the case yesterday? Did you feel like the referees, because and the reason I'm saying that, what's his name, Rudiger got a red card because there was a call that Real Madrid thought that was a bad call at the end of the game, and Rudiger was throwing ice and objects on the field, to the point that the referee had to come, and then he was on the bench, to the point that the referee had to give him a red card. So do you feel like, just watching the game, and at this point, I just want us to talk objectively, right? Not from a fan perspective. Did you feel like the referee impact the game in general yesterday?
Yeah, they did, because remember, we had a VAR check, and that was pretty crucial. It was I think it was Rafinha who was tackled by Rudiger. I think it was.
It wasn't.
And
It wasn't
it
Rudiger. It was
wasn't, who
I
was
forgot
it?
his name, but it wasn't Rudiger. Yeah.
It wasn't Rudiger, but
Mm-mm.
he got tackled, and then I think Rafinha it wasn't enough contact, so the ref said it was no penalty,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, at that point I was watching and I was like, oh my gosh, no, I was watching it with my teammates after a game,
Right.
and he was a Barca fan, and he was like, "That's a pen right there," and I was like, "That's no pen. That's not enough contact." And it's like I'm looking at it, and I'm like, "Oh no!" I'm like, "Oh no, this is bad." And then I'm looking at the ref, and he goes to the sideline. All right, I'm like, "Okay, he's doing a VAR," and then he goes in, and then it's just like the amount of power that the ref has in that moment. The moment that they decide if it's a penalty or not, that
Mm-hmm.
can be that can change history, and that's the type of the power that referees have, especially with calls. I mean, let's say like the team is like in extra time, 120 minutes, and they're both tied, and then out of nowhere there's supposedly a penalty. That can change the whole history of football by just deciding if it's a penalty or not. And
Yeah.
that is, and we don't give referees enough credit for the amount of intake. Like you're there, you're about to make a call, and you see all those people, a bunch of random people screaming at you, and you're like you're just there and you have to like decide. And I feel they don't deserve like the treatment they do, but at the same time, some referees can be very biased about the
Yeah.
team that they want
Mhm.
to, they want to win. And sometimes they make like unjust rules and not rules, calls.
Yeah.
Like the Rudiger one, I feel I'm not sure, but I would have said a yellow. I wouldn't have said a red.
For what?
Rudiger is like for the one where he
No,
was
you
throwing
can't.
stuff.
You can't be throwing objects on the field, man. It's a
Nah,
red.
but
No, man. Hey, you're a young soccer player. I mean, you're on the bench. The referee made a call. You can disagree with the call, but you don't throw objects on the field.
yeah.
I mean, so okay. So would it be okay if a fan did it? So if a fan, when we have fans throwing objects on the field, is that okay?
No.
Okay, so why you think it's okay for a player to do it?
I mean, I don't think it's okay. It's just not. In my eyes, I don't see it as like red card though. I don't
It's
think
not.
that's like a red card. I'm sorry. It's just like I feel
It's not.
maybe like a red. I don't know, but
Alex,
maybe.
you playing right now. Think about it. You playing
Yeah.
right now. You playing right now, and and you on the bench. Let's say that you on the bench. You get some treatment, or it's the end of the game. It's the end of the game, and they pull you out. So
Yeah.
the referee made a call that you don't think is the right call, right?
Yeah.
You think that's okay for you to throw stuff on the field or even cuss out the referee? A
No,
lot of guys, no, it's not okay. It's
it's
never,
not.
and it's never gonna be okay.
Yeah.
So yes, he deserves a red card. You don't throw things on the field. You don't do stuff like that. And he could have hit the ref. I mean, no, you don't do that. This is a no. And I think that set a bad example for the game and for the kids. You don't do that. So I mean, we don't want the young kids to think that's okay to do stuff like that. So yes, I think he deserved to get a red card. I mean, if it was a fan, the fan would get banned from the field. If it was a fan, a lot of fans get banned because of stuff like that. They get thrown out of the game, and they can get like lifetime ban because of that. So it's not okay for a player to do that either. So I think that was the right call. So to go back to the referees, I think for the most part, the referee had the game under control. I think there was a couple call that he missed. I mean, obviously, you talk about the VAR check, which happened at the last minute of the game. Like if Barcelona would have scored that goal, that the game would not go into overtime. But there was a lot of missed call from the game. Like for instance,
What's your opinion? What's your opinion on the penalty though? Like, I just want to know from a Barca perspective.
so this is what I'm saying. So did Rafinha go down easily? Yes, he did. But when you look at it, so there's so many angles. There was one angle when the guy tried to tackle him, and he brought his arm and hit him in his back. So when you
Yeah.
do that, and while tackling the guy, so that's a foul, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, Rafinha, there was not a lot of contact for him to go down that easy. So I think that's where, and then when you see on a different angle, there was another angle they showed before they reversed the call. That angle was the right call. It was the right angle to show that there was not enough contact for him to
Yeah.
get the penalty. But
But I think
there
there
was
was
another
another
angle
one.
when you
Yeah.
see the defender hit him. It's just like
Yeah.
you play soccer, right? So when you tackle somebody, sometimes you can use your arm and then kind of bring the guy down with your arm, right? As you tackle him. So he did do that. So when you do that, by you using that, that's a foul. But at the same time, there were not a lot of contact. But when you look at the game, there was a foul like Rudiger had when he kicked the support leg of Torren.
Yeah,
That
I
was
was
a
about to say
PK.
that.
That was a
I
PK.
think I think
And
I was looking at it.
they missed
I
that
think
completely.
yeah. I
And
was
there
looking
was
at it and I was like, ah, that's a PK.
yeah,
That's a PK. And then I was like, oh no.
yeah.
And then he said no PK, and I was like, oh my
They didn't even
gosh.
look at it. They didn't even look at it. And it was
No.
another one. It was a free kick. No, it was a corner kick. And then he goes past everything and hit the post. And while he hit the post, the defender drug down Kubasi in the box, like held his shirt and drug him down. That was a PK that they missed. And there was another PK when the guy slid for a tackle and the ball hit his arm. They missed that
I
too.
saw that. No, because they said no because he was doing a slide tackle. When he did the slide
No,
tackle, it was natural position. When you hit a slide tackle like that, there's no other way to put your arm. It's gonna hit it. It
no.
doesn't matter because it's
If
you're
your arm,
sliding.
if your arm is away from your body, right? So you stopping the ball. No, listen. If I'm sliding, if I'm doing a slide tackle and you hit the ball and my arm is right here, that's not a PK. But if I'm sliding and you pass the ball behind me and my hand stop the ball from going to the forward, that's a
Mhm.
PK. That's a PK. I mean, it's not because there's nothing you can do, but that's a PK because you preventing the ball to go to the destination. That's a PK.
Yeah, wait. Does it count if your hand is on the floor?
Is your what?
It doesn't count if your hand is on the floor.
No, what I'm saying is
That's what I'm saying. Like,
if you try no hear me out. If you cross the ball and I'm sliding and my hand is right here and he hit me while I'm doing this movement because my arm is not away from my body, right? So that's not a PK because there's nothing I can do, right? There's nothing I can do. But if my arm is away from my body, right? So my arm is back there. So and then you try to cross it, and my arm is stopping the ball to come to you, right?
yeah.
Because what I can say is the first scenario I show you, it's just like he hits your body, right? It hits your body, but your body is already your body is already out. Now your arm is playing a role from stopping the ball to come to the other guy. That's a PK, right?
Okay.
So, but anyway, but this is good conversation. I mean, from a Barcelona perspective, I thought that the call where Rudiger got the red card, the reason he got very very upset, I thought that was a bad call because
Yeah.
Mbappe had the ball, right? He was
Yeah.
dribbling, and then he put his arm out to kind of shield the guy, and the guy was playing defense, and then said that Mbappe hit him in the face. So and start rolling, and then that's where I thought that was a bad call, and I thought that was a critical call because that was the last play of the game, and Mbappe. It looks like Mbappe was going to score, and then for you to make a call like that and turn the ball over or give the ball to Barcelona, I thought that was a critical call at that time. So I
Yeah.
didn't know if Mbappe would have scored, but for me, I mean I understand why the Real Madrid players got upset because you can call a foul on somebody that had possession, full possession, and I still struggle because even myself when I play and I see those calls, if that guy had full possession of the ball and then he tried to shield people away from, and then if as a defender you go low and by him try to shield and then he hit you in your face, how is it a foul against a guy? So I see that calls many times, and I don't agree with it, and I don't understand how.
Like, if you have possession of the ball, how are you fouling someone else? I just
Say it again.
I don't. If you have possession of the ball, it's really
Yeah,
hard for you to foul someone else. Like,
right.
if you have full possession, like if it's in between you
Hmm.
and the defender, and it's like, all right, like you touch it, he touches it, you touch it, and back and forth, then maybe. But like that's you have full possession of it.
Right.
It's not even near the defender like that,
Yeah.
and it's just like
No, no, I agree with you, and
yeah,
that's a call. Every time it gets made today, I struggle with that call. So, and you see it a lot, and then you see guys, they try to play defense, and I mean, for me, if somebody is trying to play, I mean, if my arm is extended, right? If my arm is extended to the upper body, it's me trying to hit the guy, right? So
yeah,
that's a foul. But if my arm is low, that's why when I used to coach back in the days, I always tell guys, when you shielding, try to shield with your leg, and then put your arm very low. Because if you put your arm like this, like a stiff arm, it's always gonna call the foul on you every single time, right? But
yeah,
if you put your arm very low and then you kind of push the guy down with your arm very low, now the referee cannot see it, right? Like you can grab it short or you can create the separation down low. The referee cannot see it. But anytime you put your arm very high as a stiff arm, it looks like you're playing football and then you stiff arming somebody. So anyway, so the game is over. We got a lot to cover. The next thing that we have coming up this week, we have the start of the Champions League semifinal. So we got some good matchup for this game for the semifinal. So obviously those are the team that are going to be playing. So we have Arsenal, Barcelona, and Inter and PSG. So the games are Arsenal and PSG versus PSG, and Barcelona
no,
versus Inter Miami. I say Inter Miami, Inter Milan. So good matchup. So Alex, what you think is the best interesting matchup on that game? I
I
mean,
think
for
it
those
will
for those two
be.
games, what do you think is the best
I
interesting
I
matchup?
have to say it's they're pretty good matchups. I mean, we
Say
haven't been
what team
seeing
you're talking about?
no, both of them like they're
Okay.
genuinely like they're good matchups. Both of them a piece. They're really interesting, and I think it's really hard to say which one will be the best matchup because Barca versus Inter, I feel Inter are very like you're gonna be scared of Inter right now. Like and they're terrifying right now. And Barca are very smooth played and they can, they play well together.
Right.
And and when you look at the other bracket, you see Arsenal, who are some of the favorites right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely one of the favorites to win. And you see PSG and you're thinking, okay, this might be hard because Arsenal beat Real Madrid and that Real Madrid are pretty tough to beat. And when you look at PSG, you don't think maybe they're not really there yet to the level of going to the Champions League finals,
Hmm.
but they still have a chance. You know what I mean? Like Arsenal can choke or PSG can choke. It doesn't it's a really tough it can go either way, but Inter versus Barcelona, I think we'll see like it very tight. Like it's gonna be a tight one to watch that game. But I think for me, I think Arsenal might just edge out against PSG.
Hmm.
I think maybe like 3-2, like for like like standard like 3-2, and then like the next Barca versus Inter, I'd say pretty like tight. I'd say like 4-3, probably for Inter. I don't know about Barca. They're very I want to say they're a little bit too young for Inter right now.
Right.
I think Inter, they're more rough, especially the Serie A. They're that's my one of my favorite leagues, and they're very rough. And we're seeing a Barca team who is pretty young, and they play more stylish. And Inter Milan are rough. They're gonna go with all their defense. They're gonna press with speed, and we're just gonna see something a little bit too powerful for Barca. I don't want to say that Barca aren't gonna win,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a little bit more on the Inter side. But it could go either way as well. This semifinals is very interesting. You could see any team in these brackets to go through to the finals.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It's the I mean, as a soccer fan, as a football fan, I mean, this is great. I mean, it
Yeah.
doesn't get any better, right? And either semifinal game gonna be very fun to watch. PSG. Good news for PSG. They already won La Ligue, so so they're not putting a lot of pressure on themselves, so they can save themselves for the Champions League. And I think Arsenal is looking at this is our best chance, to win the Champions League. So they very focused on the Champions League. Inter, same thing. A couple of years ago they lost in the final. They went to the final with Real Madrid. Was it Real Madrid? Yeah, and then they lost to them. So obviously they have unfinished business. And Barcelona, they having a good season. So they have the opportunity to win the treble. Obviously, they just did it last night with the Copa. So they had the first trophy in the Copa del Rey. Actually, they have the possibility to win 4 trophies this year. So they got the Super Copa. They won against Real Madrid. They won the Copa del Rey. They're still in first position in La Liga, and no. So here's what I see.
Inter went against Man City, and I think they're good. But yeah.
So it's what I see. So by the way, Inter lost to AS Roma today, 1
Yeah.
nothing, and obviously they play against Barcelona on Tuesday. So here's what this is what I see. I think my just me talking objectively. So I feel like when I'm looking at Barcelona team, the schedule hasn't been friendly to them. So you can tell even in La Liga in the last couple games, even what's the last game they play in the Champions League when they lost 3-1, but it was because they did so well in the first round against Dortmund. So what I'm
Yeah.
seeing with the Barcelona team, and that's one of the reasons that you saw the performance dip yesterday in the second half, it is a tired team. The team is very tired. So, and I think that Tuesday game is gonna be, it's gonna be probably the game that's gonna probably change the series for them. And because you think about it, they play in a lot of important games, and you play against Real Madrid. You know all the emotions that come with this game. You playing a Clasico, all the emotions, and on top of it, the game went to overtime. So those guys played 120 plus minutes yesterday, and on top of it, they won. Now they have, the celebration, the emotions. Now they have to turn around and be on the top of the game on Tuesday. Like I mean, good news for Barcelona. The game is at Barcelona, so I think that's the good news for them. They didn't have to travel to enter for the first game, but at the same time, I think it's a slippery slope for them because with all that schedule, and you saw it because for me against Dortmund, you saw it. They are tired. They are tired, and you saw that yesterday. Rafinha, he looks like he's running out of gas. Lamine Yamal, obviously, he had two magical moment, those two passes that he had, but even himself, you can tell that he's running out of gas. So it's who's gonna step up. I mean, obviously, Turin step up yesterday, and then also not having Lewandowski, against a team like Inter. So I think it's a very scary time for Barcelona going into this game because, like I said, I believe fatigue gonna start setting in, and they need to watch out as they go into Tuesday game. As far as the other bracket with Arsenal and PSG, I was watching something on social media and I shared that with you, Alex, before the show, was every time, all the year that the Pope died, whoever it was the Pope at the time died, an English team end up winning the Champions League. So the last one was Pope Benedict. He died in 2022, but he was not a Pope at the time, but he died in 2022.
And City won the Champions League.
Not yeah, Man City won. So let me try to pull up that video so we can play it for the fans here. So hopefully you guys can hear what I'm saying.
Pope has passed away. An English team has won the Champions League. Pope John Paul passed away in 1978. Nottingham Forest won the Champions League. Pope John Paul I passed away in 2005. Yeah. Liverpool won the Champions League. Pope Benedict the 15th or 16th, sorry, passed away in 2022. Manchester City won the Champions League. And unfortunately, sadly, Pope Francis has passed away on Monday gone. 2025.
So I don't know what's gonna happen, right? So so we'll see if we're gonna have a repeat with the Pope dying and the English team coming. But again, we're not trying to make it like a spiritual thing. It was just like a coincidence, guys. So we don't want to get everybody think that we're talking about a prediction on Pope and stuff like that. It was just a coincidence, so we wanted to share it today. So, but at the same time, for our fans or viewers watching us tonight, so can you kind of drop a comment and tell us who you think gonna go to the final among those four teams? Who you think gonna go to the final? So it's gonna be very entertaining, and I can't wait for Tuesday to watch the first game on that championship semifinal. So we're gonna take a quick break. So one thing I want to say was this. So if you in the Fort Wayne area, and then whether you're a dad or you're an uncle, you're an aspiring dad, or you're a dad to be. So tomorrow at OPS Fitness Club, we'll have a Fit Dad event when a bunch of dads gonna get together. We're gonna do a fun workout with a trainer. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna share experiences after the workout. It's fun. This is gonna be the third one in Fort Wayne. So please, if you interested, come tomorrow at OPS Fitness Club at 7:15 tomorrow night for a fun night, and and we can't wait to see you. It's free, so it's free, and bring a friend with you, bring anybody with you. So our goal is to pack the gym tomorrow so we can have a great time. So tomorrow night, 7:15, OPS Fitness Club in Fort Wayne, Indiana. So, Alex, now that we're just talking about the Champions League and everything's going on, and then we mentioned about Real Madrid losing, now it's down to them for one trophy, which is La Liga, for them to win. So when we're looking at what's going on right now, who you think the odds favor now to win the Ballon d'Or?
Well, this year we saw the demise of Real Madrid, so we know Mbappe is most likely not gonna win it anymore. But we still have Barcelona, who are very prominent right now, and especially them winning the Supercopa, the Copa del Rey, and maybe the Champions League and La Liga. They may have Rafinha or someone from the Barca team winning. I mean, right now it might be with them. And for Arsenal right now, we have Bukayo Saka, who has been doing pretty good. I mean, not too bad. And if he wins the Champions League, that would be pretty good. We have it's really been the Barca players right now. It's been Rafinha, Lamine Yamal. It's been Mbappe, and right now, I don't know. I think the odds are most likely going to be Rafinha
Yep.
for now. I'd say, and then maybe Lamine Yamal or Bukayo Saka, Mbappe, and I think those are my top players to win this year.
So do
But
you
we still have the start of next season to see.
right? So do you feel like Barcelona has to win the Champions League in order for one of those players to win the Ballon d'Or? Or
Not really.
do you feel like the Ballon d'Or is for them to lose?
No. I feel Barca have already won so much. So if they miss one trophy, especially one of the hardest trophies to win, that
Right.
will be it won't matter really on that. I feel it won't matter on La Liga though. Because if you look at it in a certain way, the Supercopa and the Copa del Rey are like additional trophies. They're there for you to win, but they're not deciding trophies. Like the league title and the domestic cups are the ones that really matter. They're the ones that count the most.
Mm-hmm.
So especially top scorers and assists will be a big one, and just general like playing, like is it they all matter, but I don't think everything revolves around the UEFA Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think it really matters on the Champions League right now because it's one tournament, and Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, they've won the Super Copa and Copa del Rey. So I don't feel that it's really about the Champions League. They still have La Liga and they still have top scorers
Mm-hmm.
to make it. So I don't think so.
It's funny to me that everybody wants to talk about Mbappe and Rafinha, but nobody's giving love to Lautaro Martinez, who's having a great season. I mean, is the unsung hero of Inter Milan. He's averaging about like 20 goals. I mean, last year he had a great season. I mean, he won the Copa America for Argentina last year. Argentina is the number one team right now, ranking number one team right now, and he's scoring. I mean, he was very decisive against Bayern, for Inter Milan. But for some reason, he's not getting the love. I mean, he's not getting
Yeah.
the love at all. Nobody's talking about, Lautaro Martinez. Ale, I don't want to hear you. You should be here tonight. So, but I think that's another guy that is having a great season, but nobody's talking about him.
I was about to say Lautaro too. I was thinking about him, and I was like,
Yeah,
I don't know. I was a little bit skeptical about Lautaro because I do feel like he hasn't been getting that recognition because of other teams. I feel like, especially because of Barca, he's not getting that recognition.
I think for me, it's just like when you're looking at the Ballon d'Or and etc. I think it's being pro Spanish and pro English team. So when you're
Yeah,
looking at the last couple of Ballon d'Or, even when Bayern was having the great season, I mean Lewandowski was killing everybody.
yeah,
He
he
still
should have
didn't win.
won.
He still didn't win. I mean the Ballon d'Or. Ribery, he did not win the Ballon d'Or. So I feel like the Ballon d'Or has been very pro English team and Barcelona and Real Madrid. So when those guys are having a great season, everybody wants to focus on them. But when you look at it, I mean nobody's paying attention to La Serie A. Nobody's paying attention. I mean, if it wasn't for Mbappe going to PSG, and obviously the Ballon d'Or is a French thing, but at the
Mhm.
same time, why not Dembele? Why he's not in the
Yeah,
conversation?
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
because he's
Dembele as
having a
well.
great season. You know,
Yeah, I mean,
he's having
I
a great season.
feel
He's having a great season for he's having a great season for
PSG.
PSG. I mean, he's done a turnaround with PSG, so why not?
Mhm.
But again, it's good to hear. As a Barca fan, it's good to hear that. I mean, let's not take anything away from Rafinha. He's having a great season, but the one thing I'm seeing with those two guys is, like I said earlier, they start getting tired.
Yeah,
So, and I just hope that, and the most critical part of the season, they don't show up, and then the team, they don't show up. So like I say, if it was for Rafinha yesterday, Barcelona would have lost the game.
yeah,
I mean, the only thing, but the thing for Lamine Yamal, he had 2 assists, and because of that, he created those 2 opportunities. So Barcelona won. But you can tell after that he was a non-factor on the field. He was not playing well. He was losing the ball left and right. He was not coming back on defense. And the worst thing is you can tell that at the end of the game he was laboring. He was tired. But he's young. He's 17 years old. So hopefully he can he can bounce back quick and be ready for Tuesday. But yeah, like I said, yeah, everybody can talk about Mbappe, Lewandowski, Rafinha, but I believe that both Dembele and Lautaro Martinez are having a great season. So hopefully they also get considered in the Ballon d'Or. All right,
I do want to
so
say something.
mhm,
I saw Lamine Yamal, and I was like, I didn't know that was Lamine Yamal when I was looking at him play, and I was thinking that was um Deniyamo because he changed his haircut again. And I was looking at him on the pitch and I was like, why is Deniyamo playing on the right side? And then I realized it's Lamine Yamal. And I realized I feel a lot of soccer players, their haircuts change the way they play. Like we saw Messi when he grew out his hair, he just started playing better. And then Lamine Yamal bleached his hair apparently, and now he's playing differently. I mean, we can't say that yet, but
come on, man. How did you
but
confuse Lamine Yamal and
because I,
Daniel?
I saw the haircut and I
Come
was
on,
like, I was
That's
because
come
Daniel
on,
one,
Alex. You're killing me over
he
here,
has
man.
white hair, and I do not have good
Nonsense.
eyesight, and I was looking at him, and I was like, bro, I was so confused. I saw number 19 on the back, and I was like, I was just out of it, man. And
Did you see this? Did you look at the skin complexion? There's
no, like
nothing.
I was looking at
Come
it from
on, man.
afar. I was looking at it
Oh, you
because
were
I was
watching
I
the
was
phone.
cooking,
Okay.
and then I was looking at the TV, and then I see him, and I'm like, wait a minute. something's not right here.
Okay.
Like, yo.
I was like, man, you're killing. But yeah, but that's the thing, though, man. I mean, the thing is, when you have those young kids, they
Yeah.
get a little bit famous, man, and they're out of control. I mean, this dude went and the trophy ceremony. He was wearing two glasses. Yeah, yeah, sunglasses on his head, and then and then he was wearing sunglasses, and he was going and then shake the king's hands. Oh yeah, I was like, man, these kids, man, they live in a different world.
Bro, it's just like when I
He
think
got
about
two
it,
glasses,
he's
on.
only a few years older than me. And I'm like, I'm watching him, he's almost born the same year as me. And I'm just watching this kid. I'm like, yo, I'm just crazy at this point.
Yeah,
It's
like I
wild.
said, I mean, it's funny to me. It's just like he's going. I mean, he's a phenom, right? He's a phenom. So, and but
I think he's the same generation as me, and I'm watching him on the TV. That's wild to me. But
yeah,
yeah.
that's how we felt. That's how we felt when we were watching R9, Ronaldo R9. He's the same generation as us. So, because I remember he probably was like 1 year or 2 years older than us, and Ronaldinho is like a year younger than us. So yeah, it's the same feeling. It's the same feeling you're looking at right now. It's just like watching. I remember, was it 1994? Yeah, because 94, he was like 17 years old. Yeah, he's probably it's like because in that World Cup in '94, he was like 17 years old. So he's like 3 years older than us. Yeah, it's like 3 years older than us. But 2 years or
Lamine Yamal's 3 years older than me. I'm like,
yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's the same sensation that you feel, the same thing that you're feeling right now. We felt that when we were watching R9. Because R9, Ronaldinho, they are our generation. Those guys are our generation. So, but yeah, but it was comical to me. And then this guy is going to is going to shake the king's hands and all those guys, and then he had one glasses on his head, and then he have a sunglasses, not just normal glasses. He got sunglasses. Yeah, two glasses. The dude was
and it
rocking
was
two
night
glasses.
too. It was literally night, and he's
Oh man,
wearing
I was like,
sunglasses.
man, those kids are too cool for me, man. They too cool, man. Literally rocking two glasses, man. But hey, you know what? That's what happened when you're winners, right? You have fun like that. So, but anyway, one other thing that I think is one of it's my favorite part of the show. It's when we get back when we try to go to memory lane, especially for people like me. I try to go back to guys that I used to watch when I was Alex's age. Now Alex is talking about Lamine Yamal and those guys. But I remember when I was his age, I was watching the other guys, that were a couple years older than me. And I know that the last couple show when we introduced the memory lane, we've been giving a lot of loves to the forwards and the midfielder. So today we're gonna give some love to a defender. His name is Paolo Maldini. So I'm gonna show a little clip here. All right. So this guy, this guy, I mean, I remember he made the AC Milan team when he was like 18 years old. As a matter of fact, his dad played for AC Milan. He played for AC Milan. He was a one club team player at AC Milan for his entire career, and also played for Italy. I mean, look at how he played defense. This guy, he has the art of defense. As a matter of fact, I was reading a quote that he had when he said that he wished he never had to make a tackle because the minute that he make a tackle, he's in trouble. So usually for a defender, when you have to make a tackle, is the last resort of defense, right? So you just want to make sure that you play, you contain. As a defender, you always want to contain. And if you have to slide tackle, that means that you're in trouble. Just like this one right now when he had to take the foul here against Rivaldo. So he had to take the foul. But Maldini was a great one. He is one of the best defender that I ever seen in my lifetime, and I'm glad to show the young guys what he used to do, and also the old guys like me kind of bring back some memories on Paolo Maldini. So Alex, do you know a lot about Maldini, or this is your first time seeing him?
Yeah, I know a lot about Maldini. I mean, he was a great center back. When you watch him play as a center back, he makes you want to become a defender. When you see him play, he makes you just want to become a defender. And he's just like, it's just the way he's so clean at tackling. Even if he fouls you, it's not overly like
Aggressive.
bad tackle. Like it's never really that aggressive. Just when you look at it, like when you see this guy running at you, you think it's gonna be a bad tackle. And then when he really just takes the ball, he misses you, he takes the ball. And he's so like clean with his tackles. And even you saw the one where he tackles Rivaldo. He tackled him, he got a foul, but Rivaldo was still there. He didn't get injured. I mean, he gets it just under you. He gets the ball and he just leaves you alone without anything. And that's what I love watching about Maldini. And it runs in the family. His dad, his son, I mean, and that's what I've seen. I mean, like when you watch him play, even if he's a center back, he's still very technical. He could play with the ball, he can dribble, he can pass, and he's not all aggressive. He's not like a rip, like he's not like a Sergio Ramos type person. He's more like he makes tackles that he needs to make. Sergio Ramos will come there and just beat you up for no reason. But Maldini, he'll look at you, he'll do a little slide, and then he'll shuffle with you, and then out of nowhere he comes in and he takes the ball. I mean, that's class defending right there, and that's what he did.
Yeah. So when I looking at Maldini, and I look back, he's what you call the modern player, right? So there's a little bit of old school in him, the grit, how he plays, the toughness. And then also you have, the new players, like, the skillful, like you mentioned, the skillful defenders. In the past, all they were asked of defenders, they just want you to, every time you get the ball, just clear it, right? Just make a tackle and clear it, right? Now you see that the defenders are more technical. They can bring the ball up. They can do stuff. They can score goals and stuff like that because they're so technical. But I think Maldini was the first one, in my opinion, that had a little bit of everything, right? He was part of the old school because he played with the great Franco Baresi that played for AC Milan. So he played with him, and even as a youngster, it's so funny that when now we're talking about Lamine Yamal playing at the highest level. I mean, obviously when Pele played in that World Cup when he was 17, it was unheard of. But even that after Pele, I mean, guys playing in that level at such a young age was unheard of. And when Maldini was playing for AC Milan that young, and even make the national team very young as well. So he was probably 19 years old when he made the national team. That was unheard of for a team like Italy, right? So it just, I wish, younger kids now, when they especially guys that play defense, they can, when you see him, he never overcommit. on plays, his eyes always on the ball, and all he does is playing the ball. Even when he
Yeah.
commit a foul, he just try to play the ball, and then they say, oh, whereas other guys, they can be reckless. They can just go like the Pepe of the world, the Sergio Ramos of the world. They can just
When I
be
look at him,
reckless. It can just be reckless and send a message. Maldini can still send a message, but he does it with so much class, right? So you don't even realize that he was mean to you. But it's great. It was. I'm glad that we got to show him. Like I said, we always give the forwards and the midfielders love. Well, it was good to give also the defenders some love. So next time we probably need to focus on the goalkeepers as well too, because they need some love. All right. So other football news that we have. Anything you want to cover, Alex?
oh, I want to say one more thing about Maldini. When I watch him play, he reminds me of like nowadays like Van Dyke, like he
Mm-hmm.
has like his eyes are always on the ball, and that's it.
Good.
But yeah.
So, couple soccer news in the MLS. Inter Miami Alex team lost 4-3 against FC Dallas. As a matter of fact, they were winning at one part of the game. They were winning 3-1. So FC Dallas came back, down 3-1 and end up winning the game 4-3. Obviously. Messi and company did not play today. They're saving them for the game against Vancouver this week. And in the Premier League, Man U tied today 1-1. La Liga, Villarreal beat Espanyol 1-0. And La Serie A, Napoli beat Torino 2-0. Like I mentioned earlier, Inter lost to AS Roma 1-0, and AC Milan beat Venezia 2-0. In France, Marseille beat Brest 4-1. And yep, and Whitecaps, who's gonna be playing against Inter Miami, they beat Minnesota 3-1. So the returning game is in Miami. So I believe they play on Wednesday. So that's why they try to save those guys for those games. So I think today loss was the first time Javier Mascherano lost in the MLS. But like I said, they were winning 3-1. FC Dallas came back and won the game 4-3. So kudos to FC Dallas for coming back. So anything else you want to cover, Alex?
No.
All right. So we're gonna wrap it up. So Alex, do you have any game coming up this week?
Oh no.
You done? You done with your soccer season?
No, I think we have. Yeah, we do. We have 2 games next weekend, but I don't know yet if I'm going, but yeah. And then I have my last practices for the season.
That's good, man. So keep playing soccer. Don't be throwing objects on the field, okay, man? When you disagree
Yeah.
with the ref, don't be throwing object with the field because they gotta give you a red card. And if you don't get a red card, I will give you a red card. All right. So thanks for watching. It's always fun. We have a lot to cover today with the Clásico, the Champions League coming up, the Champions League semifinal coming up. It's always fun to talk to soccer. It's always fun talking about soccer, and it's always fun having my man Alex with me, so we can discuss the game, the beautiful game. So until then, you guys have a good night.
They said dads can't stay fit. We disagreed. Fit Dad Community began with a simple idea: empowering fathers to lead, inspire, and thrive. Transform your routine with our exclusive collection, crafted for your active lifestyle. Ready to join our tribe and redefine fatherhood? Shop now and save, because being strong never goes out of style.